Hi everyone. Today we will be discussing about some property related to background. Then we will be discussing about how we will deal with overflowing content. Okay. And then we will discuss about three major values. Okay. Or what you can say value given when we put font size or when we put width and height. So we provide pixel, percentage, EM or REM. Okay. So what this different types of values define, okay, what is the behavior of them that we will discuss today. So first we will discuss about background, okay, how we can set a background for any HTML element. So we already know about some of the property like background color. So we have these two boxes, okay, one with some red color, one with some cream color type, okay. So we apply this property background color and provided the value. So here I have provided value in RGB color format, which is a function, RGB function, where we need to provide how much amount of red, green, and blue will be mixture, and the mixture of that red, green, blue will be the color, the final color, okay. Or you can directly put the color name, okay, black, white, yellow, red, like this. So this is one way where we set the background for that what we can say background for that element, okay. If I put something inside those boxes, okay, so I will put, so you will see the text above that background, okay. So this is background color, which if you want to set it, you can set it, or you can keep it as it is. Then instead of this background color, if I want to put some image, okay, so I can do that also, okay. I can put the image inside these elements. So to put image inside the element, I will keep this background color and we'll see what happens if there are two properties, background color and image both, okay. So what I will put, so the image size is very large, okay, and that's why we are not able to see that image, okay. In the box itself it is overflown already, okay. So for that we need to apply some normal, what we can say, background size property, okay. So let me apply background size property. Here we have some properties, default, not a default value, but property which can scale the image according to our box. So it can content or cover, or you can provide your own values. Like I can provide like 50 pixel and 30 pixel width and height like this. Okay, and I will see these images, okay. So these images are repeated, okay. So for that we can control if we want to repeat or not, okay. That is different thing. But one single image is of width 50, 30 pixel, okay. Or what we can do, instead of giving our own value, we let's give some values defined by browser. So with content, the its scale has decreased properly, so we can see it properly inside our box. Okay, with content. If I change the cover, again we are seeing the proper sizing, okay. So if your image, the default image is bigger than the element inside which you are putting your image, okay, so you need to define the size, okay, like this content or cover, and then it will show properly. So let me just inspect this image, and here it is like, 1 second. Okay, so it took the size of that box, okay. We'll check 1 second. it change our image is like white background, so not able to understand the proper background. Let me download some other image with some background color. So let's take this black color one. So you can see we provided the value here content. Okay, so it is taking the whole box size, okay, with background black and Google image. So image has taken whole space, okay, and the background color is behind it, okay, so it is removed also, it is not properly applied, okay, so we can't see the background color, okay, and the image has taken the whole space of this box. If we change the value, okay, content to cover, let's see what happens. So again, if we change the size, okay, change the value, still the image is as it is, so it is taking the proper box size here. So here specify, one second, even we will understand. It will scale the image, okay, while preserving its intrinsic aspect ratio. So whatever the aspect ratio image has, okay, like 16 raised to 9 or any other aspect ratio, we know we every image or video has the aspect ratio, so its aspect ratio will be preserved, okay, and it will just change the width and height of that image to what we can say, to accommodate inside the box, okay. And in case of content, okay, it will scale the image, okay, and again it will also preserve the intrinsic aspect ratio, and it will again change the size to fit into the area. And then you have the what we can say, you have the control to change the values also, like as I did previously, 50 pixel and 30 pixel, like this. So I am putting the value, see, so there are now the image size is very less, so to cover this box, okay, to cover this whole box, the image is repeated in x direction and in y direction, okay. If I change the size to, let's see, 150 pixel and 150 pixel, see, so again the image is lesser because our box is of width and height 300 and 300 pixel, okay. So to cover whole box, it needs to repeat itself 4 times, okay. If I put 300, so it will be only one image. So by default, if your image size is very less than your box size, okay, so it will repeat itself to cover the box, okay, it will repeat itself to cover the box. So you can control the repeatability, okay. So let's just put the same value like 50 and 30, so we will have more, okay, like this. Now we will control the repeatability of these images, okay. So we have property called background repeat, okay. So if you don't want to repeat, you just put no repeat, and you will see only one image, and it will just that one single image and no other repetitive images, okay. If you want to repeat the image in x direction or y direction, so you can put like repeat x, repeat y, okay, for specific to that particular axis, x axis or y axis. And in both the direction, if you want to repeat, then you will use this single this property repeat, okay, which is the default one. So that's why we are seeing this result. All the box was filled up by the images. Okay, and if I want just on the horizontal side, so I will just see horizontal and not vertically. Okay, like this. And if I change it to repeat Y, I will see it like this in vertical direction. So you can control how much repeatability you want in your image. Okay, now I will put it as a no repeat and will increase its size so you can see it properly. Okay, fine. Now by default, your image will be placed on top left position. It will start from top left position always. Okay, this is the default thing. But if you want to change its position, if you want it to be in center, if you want it in the bottom right corner, okay, like this, so you can have the control over this thing also. So instead of putting this here, we can put it here also in bottom right. So how we can do it? So for that we need to use property like background position. Okay, so in background position it will be first horizontally. So I will put horizontal 30 pixel. Horizontally I want it at the, not, we can't put 300. Already width is 100 pixel. Okay, so if I want it here, so it should start from 200 pixel from the this point, from y-axis to this point. Okay, in horizontally it should be at 200 pixel. So I will put 200 pixel. Okay, and from top, okay, from top vertically I want it to be at this point, so it should be less than a means minus 80 from 300, so it will be like 220. So let's see if it works or not. Okay, so see, this is working perfectly. So I push my image from this top left to bottom right. Okay, this is one way where you put the exact values. Okay, you put exact value. Now there is another way, like you can put what you can say, center, center. So it will be centered properly, so horizontally and vertically centered. If I put top here, so it will be horizontally centered and vertically at the top. Then if I put bottom, so it will be center and bottom. So let's do same here, like right. So it will be like this. So we have this value like right, left, top, bottom, center to position your image, or you can put your value itself directly, like which I did, like this, 200 pixel and 220 pixel, like this. Fine. Then another thing is that you can define it for a readability purpose, or like that. I can define from top I want 200 pixel, and from what you can say, from left I want 220 pixel. Okay, like this. So let's see. So it will be going outside. So why? Because 220. Okay, I need to put 200. Sorry, here, and then from top it needs to be 220, correct? Because height is 80 pixels, so from top I need to put 220. Width is 100, so I need to put from left 200. So from left 200, from top 220. And then we can change it also, like from top 20 pixel, from left 20 pixel. See, like this you can have from top 20 pixel, from left 20 pixel, like this, or you can just remove it directly. But if you remove it, so it will work like first value will be responsible for horizontal movement, and the second value will be for vertical movement. Okay, so if I change it to 100 pixel, so this is for vertical, so vertically it is 100 and horizontally it is displaced by 20 pixel. Okay, or you can, what you can say, we can provide it like this. Explicitly you can define it, so it will be as it is. Okay, so this is background position. So we saw this background properties like background color, background image, then how we can size that image, how we can control the repeatability and how we can control the position. Then we have background shorthand property, which we can provide it, okay, for all the properties inside itself, okay, all the properties inside itself. So I will use all this property with this one single property. So let's put it, okay, then I will provide, will try remove it, okay, all these properties are removed, saved, okay. I think it is invalid property value. I need to provide it properly. Yeah, change. Maybe this one, this thing slash thing I never didn't put previously. Yeah, correct. Because of the format like this one that differentiate if the what is what means this is positioning and this is that image sizing. So only this thing because of this thing it doesn't work. So sorry, that format is nothing actually. You can do anything, you can define anything, but some pattern or some syntax. So in this case, this is syntax of it. If we don't put it, so it will not recognize what is width and what is sizing. Okay, so we need to differentiate it by putting slash. So this is a syntax, how to write a background. Okay, fine. Now we will discuss about how overflow works. So I will show you what is overflow. So let me just we will use the box one. Okay, I will put some different value here. So we have box, okay, this with 100 pixel and 100 pixel width and 100 pixel height. I will put some content in that box, okay, fine. So you can see I will just remove further content for now, just for temporary purpose. So as you can see, our box size is this much, 100 pixel in width, 100 pixel in height. And if your content is dynamic and it's more than what it can fit into the box. Okay. So in this case, our content overflows out of the parent element, overflow out of the container. Okay. What browser, you will think that, okay, why browser didn't size the box like the content? If the content is this much, it should scale the box, or why didn't it hide it? It looks very dirty or clumsy. Why it should not hide this part, means it should not show this part. So the reasoning behind is that, see, if we hide this part, okay, again the end user, not a developer, but I'm saying end user will not understand if this something is hidden here, okay, something is hide here, okay, and he will or she will understand that, okay, this much is the content only, whatever he or she can see in the box, and if this thing is hidden by browser, then it will not understand, okay. Next thing is like if we change the width and height, if browser changes the width and height, it will impact other elements also. And another thing is that we are explicitly mentioning the width and height. So what browser means, what the understanding is that already developer knows that he or she has provided this value. So it is expected, and I am going to show the expected thing only. Okay, that the box should be of 100 pixel in width and height. Why I will change it according to the content. So now it's our duty, it's our work to control this overflowing of the content. Okay, it's going outside of the content. So just let me just increase little bit, not increasingly. This is not a solution. I will show you the solution. So we have the okay, so we have the property called overflow, using which we can control this overflow issue. Okay, so by default the value is overflow visible. Okay, so we should show overflow visible. Okay, it means content should overflow from the container. Okay, this is the default value. Okay, now if I put value like hidden, now the content is hidden and only the content which can fit inside this box is visible. But again, this is issue. The main whole content will not be visible to end user, and it's not a proper thing, right? But in some case scenario you can use it, not an issue. See, there are properties, and it's not like that they will be not use. Okay, means you will require in some scenario that you need to use this property like hidden, which will be a best solution for you. So using hidden, what you can do, you can hide that overflowing content. Okay, and then there is another option, that is giving scroll. So if you give scroll, what happens? You get the scroll on the horizontal and vertical bar. So actually our content, there is nothing horizontally. Okay. So that's why we don't have any option to scroll it. But our content has overflow in a y-axis or in vertically. So we have proper vertical horizontal, and we can see the whole content. I can see whole content and it is inside the box. Okay, so this horizontal, okay, so this scroll option, okay, will directly give the scrolling option irrespective of the size of the content. Okay, if I decrease the size of the content, see, I have decreased the size of the content only two words, but still scroll options are visible. Means I can't scroll it because there is no content. It is in disabled state, but still I can see the scroll option. So it's up to designer or developers how they want to show your content. But this is again a best possible way in case of overflowing content, as your content is overflowing, so you can have this scrolling option. So your whole content is contained inside the box, and again using the scroll also you can see it. Fine. Now it has another property, that is auto. So here we are providing value as auto. So now it's browser responsibility to understand the size of the content, size of the container, and then accordingly apply the scrolling. Okay, if we are not explicitly mentioning give the scroll option, now the browser will decide whether it should if that container should have box or not. So I put auto property. Okay, and now you can see browser has understood that our content has overflown vertically. So let's give scrolling option vertically, and didn't give the horizontal scrolling option. So see, so this is again fine, looks better. If I change the width, means content, if I reduce the content, so you can see there is no scrolling option and just a one box and the content. Okay, so it's up to you. If you want to have uniform design, you can provide scroll option, because with uniform design, end user will understand that every time we will be having scroll option. If you don't provide scroll option and if you provide auto, then it will be a mismatch in design. Sometimes we can see a scroll and sometimes we don't see scroll. So it's up to our design what we need to follow. Okay. Then the next thing is that with this overflow, actually we can control it in x-axis and y-axis also. So with overflow x property, we have same all those things. If visible, scroll, hidden, auto, all the values we have. Okay. So this is the thing which you can do it. Okay, means how you want to control the overflowing thing in x direction, that is horizontally, and how you want to control the overflowing in y direction. So in our case, our content is overflowing in y direction, so what I will do, I will always apply scroll in y. So it will have scroll option, and when if I increase the size, it will have proper scrolling option like this. So I control the vertically scrolling option, vertical overflowing option using this property overflow y. Okay. Now we will discuss about some of the property values. Okay. The units, CSS units. So we will cover the most important one first. Okay, and then in next session we will discuss about other CSS values. Okay, units. Okay, so today we will discuss about list. Okay, so first and very what we can say very common CSS unit is the pixel. Okay, so pixel is the 1/16th of inch. Okay, and you can search it actually. Means if we are not going deeper in what is 1 pixel in screen and what is everything. Okay, but this is a regular and common unit in CSS. Okay, so I will give font size. So there are common font size are there, small, large, medium, all those things. And then you can have your own thing. Like I can put like 10 pixel as a font size. Yeah, yes. So see, its font size is decreased. One second, let me remove one CSS property. So see how it looks very small. Previously it was very big. Now it is looking small. So I will just remove the property again. So this was the default styling given by the browser, and then I added this one. So it is now 10 pixels, so very small. So we can change it, make it like 20 pixel or 30 pixel, and then it will look better. Yeah, so now this is again a bigger. So I'm applying this property to whole list element. So it is applying to physics, biology, chemistry, organic chemistry, and inorganic chemistry. It is applied to everywhere, and it is not a relative unit. Okay, this is fixed unit. Fine, means it depends on the 30 pixel. Whatever value I am providing, that value or unit will be provided to that text. Okay, and it's not a relative value. Okay, so we will discuss about relative values. Okay, so first this is fixed unit. Okay, that is whatever value I am providing, that value is applied to that text. Okay, now we will discuss about something like relative units. Okay, relative units means its value depend on other value. Okay, its value depend on other value. So there are two major units. Okay, for us, that is rem and em. Okay, so em is the relative to parent element, and rem is related to root element. Okay, so root element and parent element, this is for parent element, this is for root element. Okay, so I will just put 2 em here. Let's see what happens. So anyone can guess here what is happening? Yeah, so but it has double the size, but thing is that if I will just remove again. So this is its original size. Fine. And this is again original size of all the text. So this is uniform here, all those things. This is uniform, this is uniform, these are same size. When I provide 2 em, so what happens? Okay, so size has increased. So what happens? The parent size is this one. So parent is following this size. It increases the parent size by 2. Okay, and now again this is sub list. Correct? This is one list that increases double. Okay, its size has increased double by this way. This is the default browser sizing, which is again applied to this order list also. Correct, everywhere we are having default size, so order list also having the default size, and these child elements take the double the default size. Okay, double the default size. Now we have another child. Okay, so what it will do, it will double its parents. So its parents means it is like 4x, 4 times the default size, 4 times the default size. Okay, so that's why this is double the size of default size, and this is 4 times the default size. This is em. Okay, 2 times the parent element. Okay, now I will change it like 2 rem. So this is double of the root element. So as you can see, the size is uniform. So what is root element? So root element is this one, HTML. So whatever the root element size, for that only it will double. Okay, so if our root element is having 20 pixel size, so it will have 40 pixel for all the list. Okay, and when and only when, if the HTML size is changed, only then it's this list size will change. So let's put something like, so I will put like 20 pixel. So we can see this is, let's take one scenario. For 20 pixel we can see like this. Fine. Now I will change it to 10. So see the size has changed here, right? Even for this is span is also changed, and for this one also. So you can see the size has been changing relative to root element, relative to HTML element. Okay, so this rem is for the root element, and the em, okay, is for the parent element. And then we have fixed fixed units which are applied or directly irrespective of whatever the values of parent or root, like this. I can have 40 also, and it will apply. So this is fixed, then relative. Then next thing is the percentage. Okay, so I will apply 20%. I will remove this one. Okay, now this is looking small. Okay, because why? If this is 10 pixel, so 20% of 10 pixel is 2 pixel. Correct. So if I provide 200 pixel, then it will double. Again, this one also follows the same funda of the em. Okay, this one also follow the same funda of em, like this. So whatever the parent size, it will double the this one size also. So let me just remove it so you will understand. So this is 10, consider a scenario, if this is 10 pixel, then this is 20 pixel, and then this will be 40 pixel. So em, like em, this one also follow the relative to parent element. It will change the size according to parent element. Okay, so percentage and em you can interchange, rem for the root element, and then pixel you can have for the what we can say, for the fixed unit. Okay, whatever value you want, you are the decider here. Okay, there are some more units. Okay, these are the most important one and most used that I have discussed here. If I will check some other units also, and we'll see if they are some of significant, then I will discuss it on the next session, and we'll see. So Thank you guys, and we will wrap the session for today.